What nobody tells you about breastfeeding in the first 72 hours. Hi, my name is Karen and I'm a lactation coordinator for 17 years. So we're going to go over what is normal. The golden hour from birth to that 1 hour, typically 2 hours, but you need to feed within that first hour. The first hour after birth is the single most important window for breastfeeding success. Doesn't mean that it won't later if things do change, but this is the most important part. If you can do it, is put that baby skin to skin. Skin to skin immediately after the birth triggers the surge of the oxytocin that's going to come in that makes your milk hormone. Baby is at peak alertness in the first hour. Their rooting reflex is stronger right now. Your body receives a signal it needs to start making milk production. This is the best window for the first latch. Baby gets very sleepy later on, so just make sure that we are getting that baby to breast within that first hour and skin to skin for at least 2. What to ask for in the hospital or before your baby is born in your birth plan. Ask that you want skin to skin. Ask the staff to delay routine procedures within those 2 hours. Okay. Ask for help when you first latch. Don't be afraid. Just ask. They all should know how to latch your baby and get baby latched and eating. This works after a C-section too. Just talk to the surgeon and see if they do skin to skin right after baby's born, as long as everybody is stable. So remember, the golden hour is yours to protect, and you can ask for it. Colostrum, it's your first milk. Your milk does not look like milk in the first few days. That's completely normal, excuse me. What colostrum looks like. It's thick, sticky, golden, and yellow in color. It comes in drops. Sometimes just half a teaspoon per feeding is perfectly normal. It is not white. That comes later. So any tiny amount is the right amount. A newborn stomach is about as big as your little finger. It's a marble. Okay. By day 3, it's the size of a ping pong ball. By day 10, it's the size of an egg. Colostrum is concentrated and perfectly designed for your baby's tiny belly. It is packed with antibodies and immune protection. So think of it as like medicine that you would take. It's coating that belly and getting everything really good for baby. So when does your milk really come in? Your mature milk comes in 3 to 5 days, and you're going to notice that sometimes it could be day 6, and this is normal. It just depends on the normal circumstances, like if you had a C-section, can take a little longer. If you're an earlier mom, a new mom, that type of thing. So just know engorgement will happen and it's normal. So when your milk's starting to fully come in, you're going to feel hard, heavy, feels like rocks going around, and sometimes hard for a baby to latch because it's so taut and tight. That's normal. Keep feeding frequently. Make sure you express that milk out. And it usually settles within 24 to 48 hours. So colostrum is your milk right now, and it is enough. Trust it. Okay. How often to feed? Feed on demand. Do not watch that clock. Okay. Does not mean much when you are sleep deprived, but here's the actual number. 8 to 12 feedings in a 24-hour period. So mathematically, that is every 2 to 3 hours, but I want you to feed on demand, not watch that clock. So on demand means every 15 minutes, every half hour, every hour. But if baby has slept to that 3rd hour and has not woke up to eat, that's when you look at the clock and say, oh, it's been 3 hours. We need to wake up the baby and let's go. Okay. So Get to know your baby, watch your baby, feed on demand. Every feed sends a signal to make more milk. Okay? Stretches feeds in earlier days tells your body to make less. So frequent feeds more often tells the body to make more. If you stretch those out, you're going to make less. So let's build that supply at the beginning. That's most important. What to do? Set an alarm if you need to. Do not let that baby go past 3 hours, especially in that first week. Wake a sleeping baby to feed every 2 to 3 hours, or watch your baby on demand before that. This says you could feed both sides. Yes, you definitely do, but let's explain that a little bit. I want you to fully feed on this side. So think this side is your appetizer and your dinner, right? Feed them fully. If they're going, let them go. Okay. That's when they start to get full or whatever, sleepy. Then move them over for dessert. If they want a little bit of dessert, that is great. Next feeding, you're going to put them on this side because you either did not touch this side or didn't get a really good feed. Okay? Because what's going to happen is if you put them 10 minutes, oh, it's been 10 minutes, let's throw them over here, they're going to get that surge of milk again later on. Okay? So full feed, dessert. Okay. And watch for feeding cues. Hands to mouth, licking, tongue out, just starting to move. They're stretching around, opening their eyes a little bit. That is an early cue. Get them to skin and get them to breast. Crying is a late cue. Okay. So here's some green flags. Signs everything is working. You cannot see how much milk your baby is taking, but you can watch these signs. You're going to feed your baby 8 to 12 times. Usually 10 is a good number per 24 hours. You can hear the swallowing during the feed, a rhythmic, soft gulp going down. 6 or more pale, wet diapers by day 4. So day 1, we want 1 of each, 2, 2 of each, 3, 3 of each for sure. By day 4, they should have 6 or more wet diapers. Okay. Baby seems settled after most of your feeds. Relaxed hands, soft body. Baby is alert and responsive when awake. Okay. Then baby's birth weight should be back to birth weight by day 14. Okay. So what you are looking at, your diaper count, is your most reliable check. 6 or more pale, wet diapers at day 4 and beyond. From there on out. Okay. So if you got more, you're great. Using the hospital for support. So, because that first time that you're there at the hospital, you need to ask every question, get all the help you can get, because that first week we're going to go over later in a different video. Okay? Every hour you're in the hospital is free access, or you're actually paying for it, to expert breastfeeding support. Use every minute of it. Ask these questions before you leave. Have a lactation coordinator to watch a full feeding, not just check in. Confirmation that the latch looks good and correct. Demonstrate of how to hand express colostrum. Guidance on how to wake a baby up, a sleeping baby, because that could be difficult sometimes. A number to call when you get home if you have questions. Now, if formula is offered, you're allowed to ask why. You're allowed to say, I would like to breastfeed first. Is there a medical reason? You have the right to know what it is. Feed is always best. This is about making an informed choice. When to get help and act today, okay? These are signs to act on, not signs to wait and watch, okay? Because if baby is having less than 6 wet diapers by day 4, it is dark and yellow 10 urine after day 3. Baby not back to birth weight by day 14. Baby who is difficult to wake up at all for feeds or anything. I mean, really difficult. They will have times where they're kind of difficult, but they at least wake up a little bit. But if they're not waking up at all, that's not something to play with. Cracked and bleeding nipples, that is not improving. Your milk's not come in by day 6. You feel like you are just can't keep going. This is reason enough to ask for help. Okay, so any of those you need to call and act today. Call the doc, whomever. Okay, your midwife, whomever. Now, if you feel like you just can't keep going, that is urgent help. Okay, so postpartum depression is a real thing, and I want you to call and get help as soon as possible. All right. Now, breastfeeding is a skill for both you and your baby. It's the best gift you can give your baby. Struggling in the early days does not mean you're failing. It just means you are learning. Okay. The moms who give up in a week almost always give up because nobody told them what is normal. And this is normal. So now you know. And I will see you on the next video.